What's going on YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and we're going to throw in Digibyte. Right now, Bitcoin's sitting at $9,952, and we're flirting with that all-important $10,000 area. Like we've talked about before, guys, 10,000 is extremely psychological in the cryptocurrency space, and in my opinion, we need to get up above $10,000, turn that into support, and never look back again. Never drop below $10,000 again, because each time we get up above it and then we lose it, we have massive drops. So for me, it is so important for us to get up above that $10,000 range. We're at 9,948 right now. And if we're able to hold this area, you can see we're slightly starting to consolidate right in this area. This move breaking out of this pennant that we talked about is up about 11%. Our target would be up at 25% if this move continues, as we've talked about in the encyclopedia of chart patterns before. Typically, these pennants will break out and they'll run about 25%. That would end up taking us up to around $11,400. This doesn't mean it has to happen. There's plenty of failures that it talks about in this book. They're just saying on average, when you break out of a bullish pennant like this, a lot of times you'll run that 25%, and that would put us up around that $11,400. But we're not anywhere near that yet. We need to consolidate and close up above that $10,000. But I do believe we definitely will come back up here at some point and test that 10,530. And the reason why I say that is overall in the macro sense, we've been putting in lower highs ever since that $20,000 top. Then we had the 14,000, then we had the 10,500, and we don't want to top out here. We need to get over top of this $10,500. That's going to be the key for Bitcoin, so that we can get out of that macro downtrend and start making higher highs finally. Because if you zoom out, which we've done before, you can just take a look at this. This is just going to be even from the $14,000 top that we had. You can see these lower highs. And what's actually nice, though, just looking at this here, I haven't done this myself. We'll just try to draw a trend line across here. So it actually looks like right now we could be breaking out of this overall trend line as well, which would be really nice for us, guys. We need to get out above this. Think of how long now. It's been, what, 3 years or whatever, all 2018 for sure, all 2019, and then into 2020 now. So 2.5 years we've been dealing with this macro downtrend, and it's tough, guys. We need to get up above that. I think that's extremely important for us. What we need to pay attention to, though, as we're breaking out of this, if we take a look at some of our indicators here, we're going to go into our relative strength index. Just to put this on your radar here, as you can see, this top that we made when we went to 9,300 or so dollars, our RSI ended up getting up to 94. So we talked about how overextended in this space that we can get. But what we're seeing is just a little bit of divergence here on the 4-hour time frame. And what I'm talking about is, do you see how our RSI, or relative strength, right here was higher? And now what's going on is our price is actually higher, but our RSI is at about, it got up to about 78, we'll call it. So what you can actually do is draw a little trend line on top of this. And this is where you're getting that divergence. Remember, this on the 4-hour time frame. I really like to trade on the 4-hour time frame and the 1-hour time frame as well. So it's mostly trading on the 4-hour time frame, but I look for entries on the 1-hour time frame. But what you can see here is that downward right here, this divergence. So the strength was going down as the price was going up. So we do need to be aware of that. You know, could it be that we continue to have this and we have another push up into that 10,500? Absolutely. I think the whales have something special for us planned here all around this halving time, guys. You know, it is what it is. That's why they're called market makers, and we have to ride their coattails. But we're coming up to some very critical areas here. I like to see out of this pennant that we were having heavier volume. So for me, guys, in terms of Bitcoin, just tell you where I was at. Once we got out of here, my position was at $9,500 for Bitcoin was when I jumped into it. And I've caught a little bit of this, and I'm still in my position right now waiting to see what we end up doing with this, if we can consolidate a little bit and maybe get that next push up. But I saw some confirmation. I went for it, and so far it's been okay for me. Not the biggest gain in the world, but anytime you make gains, it's a positive thing. And I know some other people have been making gains as well and taking some of these trades. So, guys, I'm proud of you. Just keep learning the best you can. But that's Bitcoin. You get something from that. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Appreciate you all being here with me today, and the people who've been leaving the smiley faces, thumbs up, exclamation points. Anything helps out for the algorithm. They don't really care what it is. Even if you guys are making fun of me or whatever, it doesn't matter. It just helps out with the channel, even those thumbs downs or whatever. But you guys have been doing really well and really helping this channel grow, and I hope you get something from it. I'm trying to be different than any other crypto YouTuber out there. You know, I'm not just going to tell you that Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million. Let's see if we can get over $10,000, hold that as support, and continue to move from there, guys. Let's be realistic about this, and that's what I want to do here. So that's Bitcoin. Then we're going to get into Litecoin next. Same deal. That's going to be on the 4-hour time frame for Litecoin. We're at $47.10. Let's get that out of the way there. So we are still up above our purple trend line. That's what we want to hold right there. We are trading now up above that critical 46.59. That was our previous resistance area we broke up through. We've been consolidating, just fighting over this area for such a long time now. You can see we had tweezer bottoms where we almost came down and tested this 200 moving average we've been talking about on the 4-hour for quite a while. But the candles yet again now are going to start to get a little bit tighter, and we're going to wait to see. We need to break out of these lower highs for this short-term downtrend. So that's where we have a little mixture here. It's almost becoming like one of those symmetrical triangles type deal in a way. If you use this lower trend line, we're having lower highs, and now we're starting to have higher lows. So that's where we're going to have that squeezing effect, and we have to see if we can break out and come back up and test around that $51. If we don't break to the upside, we need to continue to hold this purple trend line right here, and we don't want to drop below where we had tweezer bottoms right there, because that would show that we couldn't hold that, and that's going to be around $44.44 right now. But it's all going to be determined on Bitcoin, in my opinion. Bitcoin makes a nice little move again to the upside. It's probably going to pull Litecoin with it. And Litecoin, one of our subscribers, and a shout out to Watchman on the Wall, or I'm sorry, Watchman, Wealth Watchman. I just want to say, you know, he was mentioning this here, that Litecoin is nowhere near, in terms of this reaction, as high as Bitcoin is from this massive fall. Litecoin was up around $83, and now we've gotten back to about that $47. Bitcoin's almost made up all the ground from where it fell from around that $10,500. So Wealth Watchman, that was a very good point to make right there. That Litecoin obviously is a little bit behind right now, and sometimes that can show opportunities, because if Bitcoin runs to the upside, it can pull some other things along with it. So this definitely has not had the gains that Bitcoin has had. So that's something that you do want to look at. But we're moving sideways. We're consolidating. We're just going to have to see what happens there in terms of our indicators on the 4-hour time frame. You can still kind of see this downward pressure that we've been having here. You could draw a trend line on that as well. If we take this here, and we may have even had a little bit of a trend line break right there, so you can see how we broke out. A lot of times you'll back test that, and we'll see if we can continue to move out of there. Our RSI is at 52, so let's keep an eye on that, guys. Really could go either way at that point for Litecoin. It's really a mixed bag right here. Overall, in the intermediate term, our trend has been up. In the macro sense, our trend has been down, and in the short term, our trend has been down. So we got a lot of mixed signals there in terms of trading view. We're going to take a look here. We have a 5 overall. We have a 5 sell signal. We have a 10 neutral and a 13 buy. Moving average is 5 sell, 1 neutral, 11 buy. And then oscillator 0 sell, 9 neutral, 2 buy. So that's what we're looking at for Litecoin right now, just so you can continue to be aligned with the trend. Trend in the intermediate term is still up, so we need to be aware of that. You guys part of the Litecoin family, let me know down low. Let me know your positions, and appreciate those likes, guys. Really helps out. And we'll move into Ethereum next. With Ethereum, guys, kind of similar like what Litecoin was doing here. So Ethereum, we're still up above. Oh, no, we actually just lost. I apologize. So we may have to change this trend line just a little bit here, but you can see we actually lost it. We have back tested it again here, and we are still trading up above that critical $204.90. So we need to hold $204.90 as continued support. If we can hold that, then we need to get up to around $200, and we'll call it $18. And then overhead resistance would be about 226, and then we'd be at that $247. To the downside, we do not want to lose, I'd say about 198 right now, guys. If we do lose 198, I'd look down to this 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, which is sitting at about $183 right now. But Ethereum, it has lost, and it's trying to back test and get back in this trend line that we've had drawn for quite a while now. So we do need to pay attention and be aware of that. Obviously, guys, like we've talked about, cryptocurrency, this market can do whatever the heck this market wants to do when it wants to do it. It can look like a full-blown dump's going to come, something like this here, guys. How we had this bear flag, we had a dump down, we moved sideways. You could even start dumping like this, and then all of a sudden you have a huge pop to the upside. I mean, anything can happen, but the best that we can do is look at the technicals, look at the buying and selling, that type of pressure, and that's what the chart's going to show, and that's what I like to look at. So in terms of the relative strength index, right now we're at 56. We're trying to start making higher lows again so we can dig our way out of here. The highest we'd been on our RSI previously was about 89. We'd been up that high. So that's where I'm saying in this space, guys, even at 70, we can get very overextended. So we need to be patient with Ethereum, see if we can hold that 204 support, then down to around that 198. You could even call it $200 psychological. We wouldn't want to drop much below that. So that's Ethereum, guys. Just a quick one there, and then we'll get into Digibyte and take a look at this. I'll try to find the best chart I can for you. So let's take a look at Bittrex. We'll go into that. All right, so same deal like the last time we were talking about with Digibyte. If you guys remember, we were talking about this like a hanging man candle almost up here. A lot of fight. We had a climax volume up into this area, so we were expecting some type of, cooling down, and that's what we have received at this time. We're trading below the 20 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, so we're starting to lose that. So if we do continue to fall to the downside, I would be looking at 0.01939 to see if we can find support off that area, even as well as this 50 moving average. A lot of times you'll get a bounce off that when you're in a steady uptrend, but you want to wait for confirmation. That's at 0.01992 is going to be the area there. But this has been a really strong move, guys. It may just be time for us to really breathe here. You can see after each move, you always have that breath. Okay, there's always going to be that retracement. What you can see here is we made it all the way up to around that 0.02677, and then people started taking profits. It went back down. We set a higher low, which was great, and then we came back up and we failed to make a higher high. So that's where we had that rejection. So we want to hold a higher low now so we could at least get in an equilibrium and see if we can have another break to the upside. And the break to the upside, guys, we need to get over top of 0.02645 is going to be important for us. But it's nice to see some more volume finally coming into Digibyte, guys. For the longest time, I mean, the volume was just so low, there really wasn't much happening. And you can see how long the wicks were and everything, but this is a big increase in volume here. I mean, take a look back at here what we had, and now look at what we're dealing with here. So that was a really strong move. Started with these tweezer bottoms down in here, started putting in higher lows. Then we were moving to the upside. But it's nice to see us still up above the 50 moving average and that 200. Just don't be shocked if guys are taking profits up here, because this is one heck of a move that has taken place. And then in terms of the indicators for Digibyte, if we take a look at our RSI, we're at 51 right now, so just cruising a little bit more neutral. If we take a look into Trading View, I wanted to do this last time with you guys, but I forgot. So for Digibyte, overall, you can see here oscillators, 1 sell, 7 neutral, 3 buy. Overall summary, 2 sell, 8 neutral, 18 buy. And then our moving averages, 1 sell, 1 neutral, 15 buy. So the things that are saying neutral so far right in this area is more like the relative strength index, the stock, the commodity channel saying sell. Our awesome oscillators a buy, momentum's a buy, MACD's a buy. All our moving averages right now are basically a buy. So that's good. That shows the trend is up. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to show you for Digibyte right now. It's really nice to see that. You can see all the news over here. Something I always take a look at as well. But I just want to put this out there, and hopefully you guys really get something from this. And if you would like, subscribe, you like me covering Digibyte, let me know down low. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. Take care.